go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon podcast. My guest today, Joseph Cooper, CEO and founder of Earn Alliance. Welcome to the pod.
Thanks, man. Glad to be here. How are you doing today?
I'm awesome. Stoked to have you because you are doing probably my three favorite things in the whole wide world, right? So
All
we've got
three?
tech, games, and community. That's like the holy trinity for me, because I mean, just the amalgamation of those three are awesome, and you are building that space.
That's right. Yeah, that's I can't believe we're doing it. Your dreams. You should be joining us, it sounds like.
Well, just send me a DM after this. You have a remarkable journey. I started researching you. You started coding at 9? Is it 9? Is that correct?
That's right. 9 years old. I was modding StarCraft maps. So StarCraft, one of the RTSs online, and they have this map maker that you can learn how to script. So I would have my 56K modem, download videos, and self-teach myself some Visual Basic script and learn how to map make when I was 9. It was pretty awesome.
I was playing marbles when I was 9. We are not the same.
No, two different cuts. Yeah,
Dude.
I definitely got to thank my what's it called, 2 cuts of bread or something. But my dad definitely was in the mechanical engineer space, so he always had computers in the house. So got lucky to be toying with that versus marbles. I did do marbles though too.
Yeah, the small motor function also important. Listen, what's your vision, right? The vision that you have behind Earn Alliance, and sort of building on those personal experiences as a child to where you are now.
Yeah, like connecting the dots, and not many people ask me this, so I'm glad you're bringing it together, is Earn Alliance is truly a place where hopefully other people will find their passions in life, because I come from humble beginnings. I had nobody really telling me what I was going to do when I was growing up. I honestly didn't know until I was like 22, and I accidentally became an entrepreneur at age 16. And when I was an entrepreneur coding and making a lot of money, I didn't even know. Like, I still went to university. Nobody told me to like go, do this full time, even though I was making tens of thousands of dollars. So for me, Earn Alliance is a place where people will hopefully find community and find passion. Because when I was self-taught, I actually had a community of people online in IRC and in different places that taught me Java and taught me how to code. I wasn't learning how to code by myself. And that's what's beautiful about the Web3 game space, is once you join a community, it's quite serious. You're either, trying to yield and make money. Maybe you get appointed a job to run a community. Maybe you start using your engineering schools to help support the community. So I find it to be amazing. I think a lot of jobs are being built here. So Earn Alliance is a place to discover these game communities and hopefully maybe find your passion. So
at its core, it's aggregating all the games in the Web3 space. Am I correct?
That's right. Yeah. So Earn Alliance, it's like, in terms of what it is today, it's the largest Web3 game aggregator. Wow. And I would say engagement platform for games as well. So what that means is that we created a Netflix-like experience where we focus on content first. What kind of videos, screenshots, and what does the game actually offer versus like what's the floor price, right? So we want to focus on what does this game have to offer. So it's the largest directory of over 2,700 games that are all crypto. Some people don't even know there's that many games out there. And that's how many profiles we have. We actually have over 3,500 games in the feed. So thousands of Web3 games being built. We have over 60,000 daily active users, 200,000 monthly actives, and over 500,000 gamers on the platform today, looking to discover what's out there. And then when I say engagement, that's where game developers could offer opportunities. It could be crypto or NFTs to entice gamers to come check out what they're building.
Yeah, so talking about that, token economies, there's been a lot of regulatory scrutiny around token economies not being sustainable. You see these games and these projects pop up, and then they go Logan Paul and the Paul brothers, and not to name a lot of names, but it happens.
No,
Yeah, it's like anything with zoo in it is is not a good idea. Crypto Zoo. Shout out Crypto Zoo. Rest in peace. How are you dealing with those, aggregating all those companies and then, sort of this token economy?
Yeah, we're first and foremost, we try our best to let people to know to be careful, right? When they leave our website, they're prompted with a very annoying message that like, hey, first of all, this website might have gotten hacked. Like, second of all, be careful with your wallet. So
Be
there's a
careful.
lot of craziness.
This person's surname is Paul.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, it's about just being aware that this space is still not the quote unquote safest place, but everybody kind of knows that when you touch crypto.
Yeah.
But especially since we're attracting traditional gamers who might have never had a wallet before, we just need to raise the yellow flag and give them the safety harness as they leave, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is that I believe this space, and the reason why we're building in this space was we started right before Ronin network got hacked for 650 million, and we watched Axie Infinity's fall in terms of an economy, and then we watched everybody else kind of follow that path. And I didn't leave this space. I continue to raise, I continue to build, because I still believe that there is going to be a blueprint for the future of Web3 gaming, and we are not even close to figuring it out yet. There's so many experiments of sustainable game economies that are quote unquote not Ponzi schemes that are being built right now. And there are really smart game designers and economists being hired and starting to be putting in minds in this space. So for me, it's a time game. And the moment that somebody builds the blueprint, just like free to play was built, or just like console games was built, everybody knows how to make money with ads or in-app purchases. That story of what it is for Web3 games is right around the corner.
I love it, because we are still so early. People need to recognize and be aware that we are super early. One of the big features that I keep seeing popping up on my feed from you guys is something called the challenges feature. You want to elaborate a bit about what the challenges feature is, because you've got heavy traction with that.
Yeah, definitely. So right now, a lot of people run ads to acquire users, right? Let's just talk about how do you get and grow a community, right? You spend money, get annoyed by ads. Maybe you click on it, maybe you don't, like it's just crazy, right? And
Yeah, or you have ad block.
Yeah, or you add ad block, and then you never get to see the opportunity, right? And the crazy thing is game developers like ourselves, like me in the past and my other 5 companies that have done so far, one of them we used to spend 15 to 20 million US dollars a month, and 50% of the user acquisition would drop off the next day, right? So you're really saying, hey, I'm bleeding out about 10 million a month to try to connect with somebody on the internet, right? Isn't that nuts? So that's today's problem, right?
Yes.
That's a bigger problem in itself. And then you have what the Web3 users are, community are doing, is that we're incentivizing people with airdrops. We're doing play to airdrop meta right now. We got questing, where you put all this time to this NFT mint, and then it's over, right? And I found that to be kind of annoying, because you spend 3 to 4 weeks for this one campaign, then at that moment it's sold out, and then life's over and they drop off. So what we wanted to build is an engagement feature. How do you get somebody to enjoy what you have daily? So that's where you get a daily challenge. It's something that isn't easy. You can't guarantee win. It's not a quest. It's something that, hey, go kill 10 zombies without getting hit once, and you have 2 hours to do it. So that's the example of some of the challenges we have. And then we take a monthly service for game developers to essentially entice their community to participate in these challenges. So it's fun for everybody. It's low retention, acquisition costs is kind of what we talk about it. Instead of acquiring new users, we should be talking about retaining them and entertaining them.
Yeah, talking about the future as well, and the rapid technological advancement of Web3. What do you see as sort of the future of Web3 gaming, looking ahead next year, 2025, 2026? What are you seeing if you sort of look into a crystal ball?
Yeah, so we see, well, first, great games, right? Great games are coming, and better user experiences, in the sense that what I'm trying to educate and spread in the market is that blockchain technology, NFT, and tokens should not be a feature of games. like Web3 games, yes, we like to say it's a Web3 game. Yes, we'd like to talk about the benefits of blockchain, etc.
Hmm.
But actually, the game itself needs to come off as just a game. You shouldn't
Yes.
even highlight what's happening. And we're trying to showcase this firsthand. So we actually are publishing and building a game called Last Remains. It's currently
Hmm.
live with 250,000 users on the Epic Game Store. We haven't marketed it yet. It's a huge
Wow.
experiment. And there is 70% of those 250,000 users actually have NFTs on their accounts and they don't even know about it, right? They never had to create a wallet. They never had to do anything, but they can actually, somebody sold one of the NFTs for $500 the other day, and they don't even know there's value in what they're playing. And that's what I find to be an interesting experiment. And that's where I think we should start experimenting and moving forward.
How did they discover the game without without that massive marketing? How did that happen?
Yeah, we got lucky. So we're building
Luck. I
a
love it.
stealth zombie. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Stealth zombie battle royale, right? It's a stealth zombie extraction in a sense. And
Hmm.
first of all, Tarkov, if you're following that, is having issues. No offense to them at all. I love the game, but they're trying to
Shout
figure
out
out their
fuck
business
off.
model. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like boop, 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 and like they need to they're figuring out their business model right now, and
Mm.
people are looking for alternatives. So
Okay.
during that exact moment, we are the alternative, right? So a lot of people are coming and checking out us as the next extraction, and it's new and fresh. So we were just organically found as trending top 5 on the Epic Game Store, and that's how we grew to 250,000 in a couple months.
It's insane because I speak to so many entrepreneurs and I ask them, what's your secret sauce? Right? How did you do this? And like 8 out of 10 tell me it's luck. It's being at the right place at the right time. And it sounds like that was the same for in this case. Just
Yep, it's
crazy,
luck. Of course, there's a lot of work behind it. I
obviously.
did push the team through Christmas to get it out in January, but that's fortunately the story was worth the fight, right?
Right. So one of the three pillars, tech gaming, um, and community. One of my favorites is community because I feel like with the amount of AI content that we're seeing and being pushed into the internet and it's garbage in, garbage out, and people are yearning for that sense of community. And that's something that you've successfully done and continue to do with Earn Alliance. What are some of the strategies when you set out to say, hey, we want to build this Web3 gaming community, but we want to do it differently than anyone else has done it? Like, what are maybe one or two of the main strategies that you employed?
Yeah, top of mind, first one is aggregation.
Okay.
So when we came out, we wanted to be inclusive of everything. So instead of like going to the games and being like, hey, could we put you on our website? We just put you on our website, right? It's kind of like just go ahead and do it and then ask for forgiveness later. I forget the exact term
Yeah,
that
yeah,
people say,
no,
but
no,
we
that's it.
do.
Love it.
Yeah. So we do have a, email us if you want to get removed, but nobody has done that in the last 18 months. So fortunately, everybody loves us. But the second thing is that we wanted to make sure that there is no way to hate on people in our ecosystem. So there's only liking and there's no comments. And we didn't want to incentivize liking, voting, or any comments within our community because we want to make sure that when people come to be discovered, they feel like they have a fair chance. They're not like going on leaderboards, you're not competing in that sense. So you kind of get more of an organic look of, and what's going to happen soon is there's going to be AI recommendations, insights, and all this great stuff that's going to come out of our alliance in the next couple of months. And you're going to feel like what's out there and what you're discovering is based on your history, based on what
Okay.
you're interested in. Very similar to like what Netflix
Yes.
kind of does, right?
Yes.
So I think those would be the two things. One is just making sure that you're
Aggregation. Yeah.
inclusive and making sure that people don't have like a negative aroma in the community.
So on the one, everyone, it's a very contrarian move because everyone is sort of telling startups to go niche, focus one. And you said, no, I'm not going to go niche. I'm going to go broad spectrum. And it worked. But I'm thinking there was also maybe a bit of luck because there could have been a lot of pushback. But luckily there wasn't.
Yeah, there is no pushback, at least from a community perspective.
Okay.
Definitely when you're talking about like an investor
Yes.
perspective or business, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should go niche. Yeah, you should focus and like double down, right?
Yes.
But right now, how I look at it is the Web3 space in general, crypto in general, is
Mm.
so early
Yes.
that if you were to double down on something right now, I mean, that's kind of like going to a table and just putting in 100 on black, right? Like it's a real Wild West, not in terms of crypto, it's the Wild West in experimentation.
But yet,
And
and
I
yet, in
believe it's
here we are, because there are hundreds of companies doing it and hundreds of companies
Mhm.
failing. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that speaks to one of your successes. Second part is what was fascinating is the no comments, because every social media platform, be it YouTube, X, Twitter, sorry, it's not that, well, we will never stop calling it Twitter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there is a comments, right? Comments is generally, if you look at X as a community, which some people do, you can close the loop on some groups. Comments are how you get feedback, right? Okay, so you use a like system, you just have ups, no downs. So the amount of ups is correlated to the amount of yes, this is cool. How do you as an alliance then get feedback if there's no comments to say, hey, this sucks?
Yeah, so it's actually based off of attention, right? So how are you people looking at a feed? Very similar to how algos work in general, but instead of like heavily weighting on comments and likes and interactions, it's based on the attention of how much somebody is actually looking at something. Like how many people actually go to a profile, or how many people like really get interested in this video that's just going through the feed. So we really doubled down on that side. And the other thing that we didn't want to be, at least in this stage of growth, is
Yes.
that we don't want to tell you to leave X, and we don't want to tell you to leave Discord. You go do your thing, like wherever you are at and whatever
Yes.
community you're in.
Yes.
But here is just a place to kind of swim and explore and look
Yes.
versus try to connect with people. It's about connecting with games. And I
Yes.
think that's really important because games in general feel alone. And
Yes.
we should actually treat them as people as like they're building their passions in life. They want to be seen and they want to connect with somebody who actually likes what they're doing.
I love that, because all social networks, they want to keep you on. They don't want you to keep they don't want you to throw people off into other directions. So by doing that, you're basically feeding into their strategy as well, which is very clever.
Yeah. And in a sense, what we're doing is we're giving games the posting rights because we're aggregating whatever they posted anywhere else.
Yes.
So it's almost like today and day zero, only games could kind of champion the content in conversation. But who knows? We are talking about, different ways to include the community in the coming months. So we'll see how it evolves.
I love that. Before I let you go, I want to give a shout out to the artist. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, you need to go to YouTube and check the beautiful art he has on his wall. The artist is called
Android Jones.
Android Jones. Go look it up. It's absolutely spectacular. Love it. Joseph, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been awesome learning about Earn Alliance, and I'm just so keen on seeing what you guys build this into. It sounds amazing. If the people want to go and connect with you and find more about what you guys are doing, where can they do that? And where can they where can they hook into the community?
Yeah, so go to earnalliance.com. You'll see everything available there, all the games, all the madness of the Web3 industry. And then I'm coding Coop on Twitter, or X as we call it now. We try. And check out Play Last Remains on Twitter as well, and Earn Alliance on Twitter. And just follow those places and you'll get all the updates.
And we'll put all the links in the comment. Thank you so much for joining me. And to our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.